releases. What's gonna happen? I got it. So after you click on downloads, it'll tell you to download the latest version of Python. Just click on download Python 3.11.4. So push that button, and then there's going to be a loading window popping up at the bottom. So just download that, go through the process. And after that, there's going to be a little checkbox at the bottom right, which you want to click on. Clicking on that is crucial, since if you don't do it, you can't use some of the things I will teach you. So we're going to get started right now. So after downloading that, what you want to do, all releases. So after downloading that, there's going to be a window that pops up, and then you want to click on the Add Python to Path. So after you do that, just click on Install Now, click on Yes, proceed through the steps, and then after that, after this, what you want to do is just wait for that, and then you can get started on this thing. After this, just open up another tab, which we want to download something else here, which we need to it's going to be called PyCharm. PyCharm. Just type PyCharm download. Doing that, you can, it's going to be the first one, Code Faster with PyCharm. Give it a second. It's going to open up this page. Scroll down a little bit. First of all, just click on, I think, no. Just click on download, and then I don't know why this is happening, but it should actually ask you. Wait a minute, I don't think I'm on the correct page. So just discard that. Don't use that button. So doing this, what you would just want to do is say, do this again. So PyCharm, and then write community. Farhan has a question. Yes, you can go ahead.
Yes, I have a question that we have to delete our older PyCharm.
No, if you already have PyCharm, you don't have to delete it.
Okay. So same thing of Python
so
also.
Already have PyCharm? Yes.
So same thing of Python also.
Yeah, same thing with Python. So if you have these two things, you don't need to delete them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So so you want to click. It's going to be download PyCharm. So jetbrains.com/pycharm/download. And then after that, there's going to be two boxes, major. There's going to be the first one, PyCharm Professional. We don't need that. And then after this, we have PyCharm Community Edition. So this is where you want to click on download. Click on that, go through the download steps, and then just finish it. After this, after just downloading everything, open up Start and open up PyCharm. I'm gonna wait a few seconds for those of you who didn't download.
Okay.
And yet, so I'm gonna open up. So you want to search up PyCharm. It's gonna be PyCharm Community Edition. Click on it. Make sure not to click on the exe file because that's gonna be a small bug if you do that. We need to do PyCharm 2023. Just give me 1 second. So after this, we have PyCharm open. This is what's gonna open up. So what we do here, click on new project, and then give it a name. So I'm just gonna call it basics. So today we're going to be doing the basics. And then you want the end location cannot be empty. I don't understand what it means by that. Wait, just give me a second. Basics. So I already have a folder, I think, called basics. So I'm gonna call it basics recap. Okay. After this, click on create a main.py welcome script, and then just click on create. Wait a few seconds for it, and then put this in full screen. So it's gonna take a while to load it up, and then after it loads up, there's gonna be really nothing to wait for, except for the indexing process. There are gonna be some tips of the day. We don't really need the tips, so close them. And this is the boilerplate code you're gonna get. What you want to do is you want to go all the way to the bottom. Just move your mouse all the way here, and then click it twice, really fast. And then it's just gonna highlight the entire thing. And then just click on delete. So just delete everything. And yeah, we have a clean slate. Farhan has another question. You can go ahead.
Yes, I was that we have to delete all the older Python file.
No, we don't. You don't have to delete the old Python files. You can keep. If you have anything old, just keep it. You don't have to delete anything. Just continue with this. We're gonna be doing a recap today, so it's gonna be pretty fast. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And yeah, let's just do it. If you don't really need to delete anything, it's just going to be deleted by anything that needs to be deleted will be deleted, and anything that needs to be updated will be updated. So what we need to do is get started by starting to code. So let's write a name for it. So today we're going to be covering a lot of topics. We're going to try to. So yeah. With that said, let's start off by learning how print works, since it's really easy. So the way print works, you just have to type print and then write 2 parentheses. Okay? I think it's still indexing. So yeah, there's going to be this small thing at the bottom. I just annotate that. There's going to be this small little thing at the bottom saying indexing. Just let it index. Just let it do what it needs to. And then after that, you will be good to go. Right now, as you can see, it's just white, but after it indexes, there's going to be a little bit color added to it. But for now, we can just use it. So after writing print, what we need to do is you need to give it a few arguments to print. So the first thing you need to do is hold down Shift and then press on the quote button, and then you can type your quote, and then you can type whatever in here. So I'm just gonna type hello world exclamation point. So I wrote hello world in here. So this is gonna be your first program, a basic hello world one. So the way we run it is you move it there, and then there's gonna be a button at the top right, just saying run. Click on that, and then this thing is gonna pop up at the bottom, which will have hello world in the center. So right after this, this code is to run this Python file, and then we will have hello world. So now that we've done that, let's understand a little bit more about what Python is. Since I was just like, okay, so this is how Python works. First of all, we need to understand what Python is. Python is a high-level programming language. So keep this in your notes since you will need it sometimes. Python is a high-level programming language used to make a lot of things. Like, it can be used to make GUIs, graphical user interfaces. It can be used to make, what do you say? Web apps, so websites. Python can also be used for data science, which is high-level analysis. So basically, data science would be if I first of all, we go through the phase of data analysis. So I'm gonna write this. All right, never mind. So we go through the phase of data analysis first. What we do in data analysis, we start off by asking the user, no, taking data, not asking the user, just taking data, a bunch of it, and then clean it. So if the values are really old in that data, like if I have the suppose I have the data set of an iPhone, from the oldest iPhone to the newest iPhone. What I can do with that data set is basically shorten it. So completely shorten it. If I have the first iPhone, I don't need that first iPhone because what if I'm trying to predict the average iPhone size? Well, the first iPhone was literally this big. So I want to check the average iPhone size from the iPhone 8 to the iPhone 13. Suppose. I think 14. Yeah, from the iPhone 8 to the iPhone 14. What I would do is I would clean the data set so that it removes all the previous data, all the previous ones, and then have all the new ones. So it'll have 8. So it's gonna go from 8, 9, 10. So 10 is X, 8, 9, X, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's gonna be 7 nodes total. So now after I do that, that's all the work I need to do. I'm gonna give it to the data scientist. What the data scientist is gonna do is it's going to process that data. So suppose what it needs, it has to check the average of all those, and then it has to detect a curve. From where it starts, from where the average iPhone size is. So he's gonna predict the next iPhone size or the next iPhone price. That's the work he's gonna do. So doing that, we have now that I taught you, and you can also do game development, so making games. After I taught you this, just remove that since we don't need it. So, and we're gonna go to more advanced from here. From here, I'm gonna teach you variables since variables are really cool. So suppose I have a variable A. Let's say, what should we name it? Act, okay? So act is gonna store the word act. So to make act is store the word act, what we have to do is act. So suppose I have a container, and then I'm just gonna put a label on it saying act. I'm gonna open that container up. So we put equal. So I'm gonna open that container up, and then I'm gonna put something in it. So in that, I'm gonna put a paper that says act, right? And then now I'm gonna close the lid and I'm gonna keep it. So whenever I need to use the act, whenever I need to find paperwork from act, I just say, okay, act, can you tell me all the paperwork you have? And it will show you all the paperwork. Yeah. So after this, what we have to do is, well, since we have act, what if we want to see what act has? Okay, so what the box that has the label act has. What we have to do is we have to say print and then write the variable name act. Without any quotes this time, since the word act is in quotes, and this we already stored act in here, and it's going to be act, right? So ACT, if we print out act, it's going to, well, show us the word act. Run, it's going to say act. But what if we're, you might be saying, well, it's only saying act since I put act. It's actually not doing that. If I put something else like car, and I run it, it's gonna say car. So anything I put in these two, between these two quotes inside of this variable, well, it'll change that. So now let's jump into, well, numbers. So if I have a number, we can say no. And in variables, there's a rule. There can't be any symbol. So any of these symbols that I'm gonna put, backspace, tilde, any of these symbols, it cannot contain. So a variable name cannot connect these symbols. The only symbol it can contain is an underscore. You can have as many underscores as you want. You can have numbers in variables as long as they're not before the letter. So I can have A1, so I can have number 1, but I can't have one num. That's the only that's the only thing you can't do. I can say num1 is equal to 1. But I can't say one num is equal to 1. And I also can't have a variable name that is only a number. So I can't say 1 is equal to 1. That's not going to work. That's going to generate a few problems. So we have that. After this, what we have to do is let's learn how inputs. Let's just learn a few of the data types. So there's something called data types in Python, which help you out for storing data, as the name implies. There are 8 major data types in Python. I think it's 7. And I'm going to show you how each one is made. So I'm just going to write A. A is equal to something. And then I'm going to duplicate this a few times just to show you how this works. You have B. I'm just going to write this C, D, E, F, H, I, V, H. This code you don't have to do. I'm just doing it to demonstrate the variables. So A will store just a normal number. So A can store 1, 2, 3. But the second so this is an integer. A whole number is called an integer. But as soon as I put a dot, it becomes a float. So if I do 1.2, it's a float. But if I remove it, it's an integer. So let's make A 1. Let's make B 1. Oh my god. Let's make B 1.5. That tells you that A is 1, right? A is 1 and B is 1.5. There's a difference, and these two, this 0.5 will tell you if this is an int or, well, a float. And then we have C. We'll make this a boolean. So boolean can also be said with a 0 and a 1. What these two things do, what booleans do, is if I put true here, true with a capital T, true just makes this a boolean, and also the word false. These two words just allow you to, well, make decisions. So suppose suppose it's raining, and C is equal to true. So I have a variable named raining, and it's equal to true because it's raining outside. So based on that, it's gonna make a decision for you. So I have C equals false. So this is Boolean. And there's something called comments in Python. You can put it anywhere you want. And what comments do is basically help you out when you have to write some code. But the computer should not read it. So this first one, we can write a comment at the end and then say that it's integer. So put a hashtag. After this, anything is ignored. So this is an integer. After this, we have a float. So take this, put a hash, and then we have floating point. It's actually called a floating point, but a lot of people just call it a float. So floating points, floats. I'm just gonna do that. And then this is a Boolean. So Boolean false. So after this, we have strings. Strings are one of the major data types. The strings are one of the major data types in Python, and we use strings to store text. Like I can put D equals ABC, and this won't generate any errors. But if I did remove this, and if I just write ABC, it's gonna make some errors since Python has syntax rules. And those syntax rules say to put ABC in quotes, like that. So at the end, we're gonna go put a space, hash, and this is going to be a string, ABC. And now we have four more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I put one extra on accident. We need to put well, first of all, we have a tuple. Let's get started with tuple. In the tuple, what we can put is anything. Like in the tuple, we can store multiple things. So suppose the first thing in the tuple will be the person's name. So my name is Azam, so I'm gonna put Azam. And then the second thing is gonna be their age. I'm 10. And then the third thing is going to be whether the third thing can be whether let's just say the third thing is going to be a Boolean. So this Boolean, so first of all, I have their name, so Azam. Second, I have their age, 10. Third, I have their I don't know, we're just putting false. Okay. So we can say that last thing is saying if they're on the computer or not. So true. Like that. So, and then but what happens in here? Suppose I have a list of people's names. So I have Azam, I have Farhan, and assets, of course. Right? If I have these three names, I can't change those names, right? I don't have the right. I can't just say, we're gonna make Farhan, we're gonna make assets name, we're gonna make assets name. I can't just say we're gonna make. I can make assets name Tesla. Can we? I can just say, we have asset, right? So I can't say asset is Tesla. So, which is why we use tuples. Once you put something in the tuple, it's not, you can't change it. You can go up there and then change it, but you can't actually append things to it. So you can't add stuff, you can't change stuff, and you can't remove stuff. Like that. So I'm gonna put a comment at the end saying tuple. 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 After this, we have lists. In lists, we can store stuff that's, well, mutable. We can change it. So I can put in here. So suppose this is stuff I need from the grocery store. I can write here, bread. I can write orange juice. I can write peanut butter, suppose. Peanut butter. So those three things. Suppose I forgot to put paper plates. Or not paper plates. Suppose I forgot to put apple juice. Well, if I later remember that I need apple juice, I can just say, I can add apple juice to it. Or what if I said, instead of apple juice, I said apple juice. I can go in, orange juice, I said orange juice with this S. I can go in here and then change it to see. And if I forgot that if I just realized that I have one extra jar of peanut butter, I can remove it, which is the freedom of lists. But tuples are just so that you're safe and you don't accidentally do anything. So we have tuple, and then this is the list. So we're gonna write list. After this, we have bread. After this, we have dictionaries. Dictionaries are really cool since they basically allow you to describe an object. So what if I have an object? I'm trying to describe, suppose a laptop. So a name is a laptop. So what it allows you to do, it's called key value pairs, and they allow you to basically they allow you to set something to something else. So I can set name. So put 2 quotation marks and then put name, and then put colon and put a space, and then you would put the name. So this is a laptop. Okay, so I'm trying to describe a laptop. Comma. Suppose that we have color. The color is black. And then the color is black. And suppose we have color, we have the name, we have the color, and then we can also have brand. So brand is suppose it's an HP laptop. It's a black HP laptop. And we also have, so what this is it allows you to store values. So name is a laptop, right? But what if I have a touch screen? So what if I want to check if it's touch screen? Touch screen colon. So if it's we want to check if it's touch screen or not. So if I said false, touchscreen is equal to false, what's gonna happen? So name is equal to laptop, touch screen color is equal to black, brand is equal to HP, and touchscreen. Suppose the laptop is not touchscreen, so we can put false. So it's not touchscreen. And then we have, so these are dictionaries. Then we have the last thing, sets. Dictionary. What sets do? I don't really have that much of a good example for this. What sets do? What a set would do if I put like all the names of all the programs I had. It would basically just jumble them up and wouldn't care about the order, and it would just jumble them up and put it. So, and it's immutable, meaning it's like a tuple, but it does not have indexing. Indexing basically means it has values that even if you wanted to cannot be changed. So what we need to do is jump in by doing this. So to create a set, you have to do the same thing like a dictionary, but just put these brackets and then put whatever you need. So suppose I have Toyota. And so suppose I'm just trying to jumble up names. Okay, I'm trying to see whose name comes up first. Right? So this is a good way for randomizing stuff. So suppose I'm pretty sure a lot of people have played Among Us. How Among Us works is there's one imposter who has to hunt people down. What we can do is we want to see is we have everyone's name in that array, in that set. What's gonna happen? We want to see who comes first in that set, and whoever comes first will be the imposter. So that's how that works. After that, that's basically all there is to the data types. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 data types. I was correct on that. So we can just delete everything since that's all we need to study about data types. There are 2 types. There are 4 ways to describe a variable. Either if it's immutable or not. Either if it's mutable, or either if it's primitive. Primitive means it's non-primitive. Yeah, primitive means there's only one data type. It cannot store multiple things, like a number. It cannot have 10. One number cannot have 10 numbers inside of it. One list could have 10 numbers inside of it, since a list can store as many things as it wants. So we have that. We have numbers. We also have numbers, and what else? What am I forgetting? Yeah, primitive and non-primitive. So that's primitive and non-primitive. And we also have mutable and immutable. Mutable means it's changeable in simple terms, and immutable means it's not. So a set and a tuple would be immutable, since you can't change it. And a set and a tuple would be immutable, since you can't change it. And everything else is mutable, since you can change it. Oh. So doing this, what should we do now? Variables out of the way. Yeah, inputs. So there's a feature in Python where we can collect the user's input. We can say, we can have an input for how the user's name. So we can say name is equal to inputs, and then we put these 2 quotes, and then it's gonna ask them for the name. So whatever we write in here. So I'm gonna write what is your name, colon space. So we have what is your name, and then in what is your name, after in the input, what we can do is we'll ask them the name. So after that, we can use the print function. So print. So what we do, since it's a variable, we want to say name. But what if we want to say hi to our user? So suppose I'm using it, and this program is just supposed to say hi to them. What we can do is we can use something called an F string. So you say F and then put quotation marks. What it's gonna do is it's gonna allow you to format it. So it'll allow you to add values. If I say hi, you might just say, okay, I can put name, and it's gonna say hi, and it's gonna put in my name. No, that's not how it works. What you have to do, you have to remove that, right brackets. Okay, so hold down shift, and then it's gonna be the key to the right of the P on the US keyboard. The key to the right of the T, that's going to be brackets, and then hi, and then this is where you want to type the name. So it's gonna say hi to our name, whatever our name is. So now it asks me for my name. So I'm gonna put Awesome. And it's gonna say hi, Awesome. So it's gonna say hi to me because I put in my name. So yeah, that's how that works. That's basically how it works. Now we're gonna switch over to modules, and we're gonna make a cool little sort of app that makes you a random, based on a random feed. It's gonna make you a customized what do you say? It's gonna make you a customized I don't know how to say it. It's gonna make you a customized laptop. Okay, so it'll have the brand. We'll have multiple things, and it's going to tell us the name of it, the brand of it. So we're gonna have. I'm gonna teach you a new concept in this. So in this to make this, we need to use random values, don't we? Or else it's not gonna be that well random. So we need to write import at the top, and then you want to write random. So this right here, this little piece of code, it imports a package. So this is a package called random. So importing random will let us use stuff to make stuff random. So we have random.random, and we have random.choice, just to get a random thing, just to get a random value from an array or a tuple or a list. So we want to say brands. Just write brands in lowercase. So these are going to be all the brands for the laptop. So we're going to write an array. This array will include all the brands. So Apple, comma HP. We're just gonna write the brands HP, Dell, comma, what else? Dell. What else are we gonna do? We can have Apple, HP, Dell. I think those are the major ones. Yeah. And suppose really, yeah. So we have those three models, right? So Apple, HP, and Dell are going to be in an array. Dell. Oh yeah, we also have Lenovo. Let's just put that in. So Lenovo. Anything else, if it pops up in mind, you can just put it there. Brands, and then we have RAM. If you know what that is, it's basically the speed, how fast it's gonna go. RAM boosts your speed. So we have 4 gigabytes. So we're just gonna list some RAM specification. RAM, 4. We have 8 gigabytes. GM, 4 GB. HEP. 4 GB, 8 GB, and then we have 12 GB. We have 16 GB, and then we have 32 GB, and I think we all yeah, and we also have 64 gigabytes, which that at that point it goes really fast. RAM is 60. We have all those RAM, all that amount of RAM, and it's gonna customize their laptop for us, and then it's just going to return it. So we have download. So after that, we have keyboard. We can say if it's gonna be a back if we have a backlit keyboard or not. So we can say lights, or never mind, you don't really need that. So brands in RAM is going to give us a random color. Color is equal to, let's also just put Microsoft here since Microsoft also makes laptops. These are only gonna be it's just gonna be Windows only. So Microsoft. And then we're gonna have colors for it. We have black. Let's put comma silver, comma white, comma orange, comma blue, black, silver, or white, orange, blue. So we have those colors for the random laptop it's gonna give us. Let's write colors here. Colors. We have colors, and then we have what do you call it? What are we gonna call it? We have brands, RAM, colors. Maybe the, what do you call it? Brands, RAM, colors. Yeah, storage. So we can say storage. So how much stuff we can put in it? Storage is equal to 100 gigabytes, 200 gigabytes, 300 gigabytes, comma 400. Put it in quotes. 400 gigabytes, and let's put it up to 500 gigabytes. And we also have Omen in our brands. Omen. So those are brands, RAMs, RAM mounts, colors, storages, storage amounts, and I think that will be it. Yeah, that would be it. So I have those 4 things, and then what this is gonna do is it's going to randomly choose one of these values, and it's going to print them out. So suppose what we're gonna do is we're gonna make an object, so obj. We're gonna create a new object, so ABC, or no, not even ABC, let's just call this laptop. Laptop is gonna equal to a dictionary. So we're gonna have the brand is going to be, we can say, so we have to use random.choice, and then we can say brand. I'm just gonna copy that since we have to do it multiple times. Brands is equal to random. We're gonna use brands, comma. Brands. And then we have RAM, colon, random.choice. And then we have RAM. We have colors. You have to put all these in quotes. Also, it's gonna have syntax error. Colors, colon, an array. And then we need to say, I don't know why that happened. So it's not gonna be an array, it's just gonna be that. And then we need to put in the colors. And there should be color, not colors. And then we have storage. So it's gonna give us a random amount of storage in here as well. So storage which is going to be suppose random dot choice storage. So we have all that, and now if I print out our laptop, it's going to give us a random laptop. Okay, so if I run it, so I have an Omen 16 gigabyte silver 500 gigabyte RAM, right? So this is the laptop. If I run it again, I get a Dell 8 GB blue and with 400 GB. So that's my laptop. Brand HP, RAM 4 gigabytes, color is going to be silver, and then we have 300 gigabytes of storage in this one. Every time I run it, I get a random one. Omen 16 GB white storage 300. Then we have 16 GB Microsoft Blue storage. Run it. Omen 8 GB color silver storage. So let's keep running it until we get a good one. So every time, if you notice, every time I run it, we get a random different value. So HP, 32 gigabytes this time. It's gonna be white with 400 gigabytes of storage. I run it, I get now one with 12 gigabytes, which is blue, and it has 500 gigabytes of storage. So that's what that is. So that's that. So we get random laptops. What if we want to make it to random car models? So we get right now we only have yeah that's that. That's fine. So yeah, we get a random laptop. What if it gives us a random laptop and also a random car? Right? So doing random laptop and random car, what we have is black, silver, white, orange, and blue. So we can keep the colors for our cars. So we have let's define stuff for our cars. So we have the company, like Ferrari, Lamborghini, Toyota, anything. We have a lot of things. So yeah. So let's put car, oh my god. Car underscore brands is equal to it's going to be equal to an array. And in the array we can have a bunch of car brands. Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren. We have McLarens, we have Toyota. We have Honda. We have Hyundai, I think it is. Honda. Car brands: Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, Toyota, Honda, Hyundai. And or if you Chevrolet, I have way more Chevrolets. We also have Teslas, and we have an Audi. And then we could have car brand, and then we could have sports. So this is gonna say if this is a sports car. So we can have an array which has true and false. sports car. And car brands. And is it sports? We also have colors. Let's also say noise. So how much noise it makes, which we're just gonna say loud, quiet, and reasonable. So loud, quiet. Oh wait, no. Quiet, reasonable. And then we will have engine type. So engine underscore type and engine types is equal to an array. And then in that array, we'll have, I suppose, V6. Or no, we have gas. We're just gonna have new type gas. We have gas hybrids. So they take gas and they're off electric. We have electric, so we have to turn these electric. Then we also have, I think, diesel. And then we can say like that. Doing that, I think that would be enough for our car. So we can say create a new object, car, is going to be equal to, we're gonna do the same code. So we have to say rand, you know what, I'm just gonna copy all these. That's a lot of this is what we need. We just need to change the names. Copy that and paste it. Oh my god. So random.choice brands. We need to have car brands here. Car underscore brand. We have RAM. Cars don't have RAM. So it needs to say sports. And then we can say random.choice sports. Color. We need to say random.choice colors. And we can say noise. And I'm just gonna remove this as well. Duplicate. We need to put noise here. So how loud is it? And then we have noise here. So that's, oh my god, where did I lose one? Yeah. Now noise, comma. Here is where we want to put engine underscore types. So engine, you can just put a space here, so engine type. And then the random.choice, we put engine types. And now if we print out laptop, and then we also print out, okay, we also print out car, we will get a random laptop and a random car based on the values, based on the query. Right? Let's just run it again. So we get a laptop, which is Omen 8GB, blue, and 200 gigabytes. And then we have a car, a Chevrolet. It's not sports. It's blue, and it has reasonable noise, and it's hybrid. Okay, started and still got a Chevrolet, same blue. It's gonna quiet, and it takes gas. You can keep running it, and every time we'll get something random. So this time I got Hyundai. Not sports. It's gonna be an orange. It's quiet and it's electric, so it's fully electric. So I can keep running this. Ferrari. I have a silver Ferrari, which is loud, and I have gas engine, so I have to give it fuel. That's Well, that's how randomizing and modules work. So that's that. That's that with what do you call it? So this is basics, right? So yeah, basically how this works is just to give you an explanation if you didn't really understand this. We get a bunch of laptop brands. Okay, so we put all laptop brands in here. We put all the RAM that the laptops can have in here. We can put all the colors the laptop can have in here. We can put all the storage the laptop can have here. And then after that, we get a random laptop based on all these. Random laptop based on choice. So I get random brand, random amount of RAM, random color, and random storage. And we have car. Yes, 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 yes. Well, right now I have true, false, but someone, what if I give this to a non-programmer and they're like, okay, what does true mean? We can swap this with yes and no. So I have to do X. Yes. And here we're gonna put in no. Yes and no. If I run it now, hopefully I get a sports car this time. No. Toyota, it's white, reasonable noise, and it's hybrid. Keep running it. Finally, I got a sports car. Ferrari, color, orange, noise, loud, it's really loud, and it takes diesel for some reason. So that's that. With that said, let's jump into the next thing, next topic. Yeah. Okay. So up until this point, anyone have any questions? So right now we're gonna pause a little bit here for a question break. So if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand and I will answer them. Looks like there's no one that really has a question. So we're gonna continue. We're gonna go on to something else now. So this is functions, which we're gonna go on. So go to line 27, the end of your line, end of your code. 1, 2, really fast. Take it out. So remove all that. So we have a clean slate. So if you wanted to review that, I'm just gonna do this. So you can see this, right? Anyone that was doing this can see it. So yeah, double tap, remove it. So after that, we can import a bunch of things, if anything we want, but we don't really need to import anything. So let's define a function. The way we define a function is by using the def keyword, def, and then we write the name of the function. So suppose the function is basically going to, well, say hi. This function is called say hi. So say hi is going to be equal to that, and then we're just gonna say, and what say hi is going to do is, well, it's gonna say hi. When you push enter, def say hi, hit enter, there's going to be this small space, and we need that space. The reason is there's a topic in Python, there's a huge section in Python called indentation. Indentation basically just says that any code, anything in a function should have four spaces, or one tab. So just if it doesn't give you that, just push tab once. You should be good to go. Say hi. Okay, right? So if we say hi to the user, we can print it out. So we just want to say print, hello, oh my god, hello, world. Oh my god, why is this giving me such a problem? Hello world, like that. If I run it, it's going to say nothing since we didn't use the function. If you don't use a function and you run the program, it's not going to do anything. So if I write say hi, this might pop up before the function that says one usage. I'll explain to you what that is. It just says that this function has been used once. It is being used on line 3. So, if I run it, it says hello world. But every time, if I just keep copying this like 10 times, it's gonna say hello world that many times, which is really cool. What if this function is made to add 2 numbers? So let's make a function that will add 2 numbers. Okay, we'll call this add. And then we're gonna say we need to put 2 here, 2 variables. So number A, I'm just gonna write A and B. Okay, what this is gonna do is it's going to use something called return A plus B. This return keyword, what the return keyword does, it puts us to the standard output, and it makes it does that. So return A plus B just says I need to print it out. It'll print it out. So doing that, we have def add, so we can ask the user for 2 numbers. So number A. So after you write return, when you push enter, it's just gonna remove the indentation. If it doesn't do it yourself, there's no big problem with that. And then put enter twice. So there should be, you should have line 3 and line 4 empty, or else it won't follow PEP 8. So PEP 8 is a guide for styling your code, so your code doesn't have any small bugs and here and there. Clean, so that if suppose tomorrow someone is going to view your code, if they're gonna try to change some values in it, and your code's a mess. Everything, there's a function in the middle. Everything does not have any spacing. If you use PEP 8, what it's gonna do is it's gonna format it so everyone knows, oh, there are 2 empty lines, meaning there's a function nearby. So that's that. With that said, let's ask the user for 2 inputs. So A equals input, and then let's say enter a number, colon, space. And what we do is we wrap it in a function called, so it's, right? What we're doing is basically saying whatever number the user puts, let's use float, so float is better. Whatever the number the user is putting, floats, input. So float input. So if we have the float, right? So float will have the input saying what it means, whatever the number we put in there. Suppose I put 256, turn it into a float. And then store that in the value A. And then we're gonna copy that. So say that and then use Control D. So go on that line, Control D, make it B this time, and then say enter another, oh my god. Enter another number. And what we do is C is going to equal to add A and B. So what C is C is going to be the variable for adding two of these, right? And then we can say print C. Okay, I run this. It's gonna ask me for a number. So suppose I put 543 plus plus 222. We all know what this is. It's gonna be 765. And if I run it, it's gonna be 765. Sorry about that. So you have 765. Excuse me. Another small cough for some reason. So if we have 765.0, I add 543 to 222 and it gives me 765, obviously. I can run this again. What if I wanted to multiply these now? I can simply just come up here, change the operator from plus to a star. This star basically says multiply A by B. So if I have 4 here, and then I have 3, 4 times 3 is 12, we get 12. And it also lets me do this. So 1.5 by 2, so 1.5 multiplied by 2 is 3. Now it lets me also do this. 200 multiplied by 200. It is 40,000. If I run this, let's see, 3.1414159, which is pi. Suppose we're trying to make a circle. So now we put in the radius. So suppose it's supposed to be 200. Radius is 200. This would be the number we would need to rotate it in. The exact angle. Not the exact, since we don't, it's only the first 1 million digits of pi. That's only the first few digits of pi, but there are a lot of digits to pi. So if I put suppose 440, suppose this is a math problem, 442, and then enter another number, 567. Suppose the teacher wants me to do it on paper, I can type it in here. If I know the test questions, just type it in here and memorize the test question. But this is a basic calculator. We did multiplication. What if we wanted to do power? Now, if I run it, I can do 204 to the power of 10. I did it wrong. Should be 10 to the power of 204. It's 1 with 204 zeros. So, Farhan has a question.
I have a question that in 7th line C, you have said that we will do the multiplication, but in 7th line there is add.
Yeah, so it's add because we didn't rename the functions. That's a good thing you noticed that. I was about to point that out. So its name is add, but we didn't change the function name to add. So I mean, we're doing power in here. We're doing powers. So, and this is add, right? This is add, and we're doing powers. To do I don't know how to explain it, but the name is add. The name of the function is add, but in reality it does multiplication. So, you got the point. Suppose we wanted to divide the two numbers. Run it. Enter a number. So the first number, 500. Suppose 56. Divided by 56, which is 1. What if I did 4 divided by 56? 4 by 56. We get the exact result. If I did 4 by 40, we got 0.1. I'm doing this wrong. So 56 by 4 is 14. So 4 times 14 is 56. I don't think that's accurate. Yeah. So we can enter numbers in here. So suppose I wanted to divide 90 by 3.33333333. I think I did 3 by 90. You're gonna put 90 by 3. It goes in 30 times. So we can this allows us to do a lot of things. Allows us to divide numbers without having to open up a calculator. With the single push of a button, we can multiply two numbers, divide them, whatever we want. We can change it by our will. Which is nice. So, that's that. We're going to finish off over there. I hope all of you enjoyed the class. And with that said,